How's it going, everyone? Got an exciting heroic gameplay video for you today where I'll be taking this Captain Marvel leadership deck up against the Hood scenario. Now, in the recent Civil War expansion, Captain Marvel is a playable scenario. She's a playable leader, and she represents the registration side. So I thought it would be fun to play against the Hood with all 8 of the resistance modular sets. So a nice flavorful matchup here today. But of course, this is also part of my channel challenge of trying to beat every scenario in the game on Heroic using a different hero. The Hood is one of the most difficult scenarios in the game. You often get 1 or 2 extra encounter cards every single turn via the Hood's foul play ability, but Captain Marvel herself is one of the strongest heroes in the game, so I think it will be a pretty fair match, and we're bringing out a sort of a classic leadership recursion deck. So strong against strong here today, Captain Marvel versus the Hood. I do always try to find what little bit of fun I can in the deck build, besides just making it like a straight, generic, like every best card kind of deck. And I've leaned into a couple fun things here with Captain Marvel. So we've got a bit of a shield archetype going on. Maybe the central piece for this is Agent 13. So after Agent 13 attacks or thwarts, choose a shield support, ready that support. And the reason this works so well with Captain Marvel is because she has the Alpha Flight Station, which is an extremely strong shield support in her identity specific set, where in Alter Ego form we discard a card and draw 2 cards. So right, that's much better than even just drawing 1 card, because we get to discard 1 card we know we're not going to play and draw 2 cards that we could potentially play, so we're up a card and we have better selection over what to do on the turn. So that is kind of the fundamental reason why Captain Marvel works with some of the shield stuff. She has the shield trait in Alter Ego form, but we don't do too much with that. The other kind of fun thing I'm trying out is the Circe. Of course, all of these 6-cost helicarriers are really good with the Maria Hill leader because of how she can move the counters around, but they're kind of tough to use outside of there. But as long as we have a case to make a resource advantage using the Circe, then it's theoretically could be a good card. So basically we get to, play 2 allies for free, but it costs 7 ER to play the Circe. So we need to be playing at least 7 cost or greater of allies, and that's not that hard to do. It could be Nick Fury twice, or Nick Fury 1, then Agent 13. I've also included Dum Dum Dugan here, so this is maybe the most of a stretch away from just a traditional strong leadership ally recursion deck. But Dum Dum Dugan, he costs 5, so obviously a huge discount when he comes in off the Circe. And then when he activates, it gets buffed for each shield card that we exhaust. And so that's why we've got a cohesive package here with lots of shield little synergies, a bunch of extra shield cards. We've got 3 copies of Command Team, some shield, allies, Maria, Nick, Mockingbird, Slingshot, Nick Sr., Agent 13, all are all shield allies. Got the Triskelion, so as you can see here, we got the shield theme. Sky Destroyer as well. After you play a shield card, exhaust it to deal 2 damage to an enemy. Clarity of Purpose, just a staple for Captain Marvel. It's got her on the art for one thing, and then also fully funds our rechannel, and in fact lets us use rechannel from full health, which is a bit of an odd ruling, but indeed it does work. A couple rapid responses, extremely good with Spider-Woman, being able to consistently confuse our villain. And then the command teams I mentioned, it's good with the Knicks because they've got that second hit point that often goes to waste, but it's also just something else to be sitting out when Dum Dum Dugan activates. It also works with Slingshot pretty well. When we Slingshot her into play for a single resource, she's also, like the Knicks, kind of has a second hit point that doesn't really get used in that circumstance. So command team can be nice there. Mission Leader, just a staple for Captain Marvel since she is a soldier. Face the Past, just pretty good with her, not too bad of a nemesis minion. And Call for Backup. Maybe we get Dum Dum Dugan with it. Even then, probably Agent 13 or Nick is probably a better value play. Might even get Spider-Woman or Mockingbird, depending on what we need to survive in the villain phase. But just a classically good card. And that's what we've got. So we're a little bit, into the shield realm here instead of maybe playing some more staple type cards. But I think Captain Marvel is strong enough that she should be able to put up a good fight for this scenario. Speaking of which, let's talk about the hood. Let's take a look at the hood scenario here, in case you're less familiar with the scenario or want to get some strategy tips. So this scenario has a really unique setup. We choose 7 modular sets and set them aside, and then throughout the game, we will be randomly picking ones to shuffle in. So there's no mechanical reason why you can't have more than 7. There's a max of 6 that could be shuffled in, so they say 7 so that it's always slightly random for every pull. But there are 8 different modular sets for the Resistance in the Civil War expansion, so we're playing 8. It's not going to break the game any kind of way, but technically it's not, strictly following the setup rules. But then we'll get one right away from main scheme 1A. Whenever we advance to stage 2 or stage 3, we'll also get one shuffled in. The hoods, when revealed, will shuffle one in on stage 2 and stage 3. So there's 3 from the main schemes, 2 from the hood, and then 1 from this field recruitment card that also shuffles one in. So a maximum of 6 different modular sets can be shuffled in. Then the hood also has this foul play ability, which will come up a lot throughout the scenario. It's slightly different on each different villain stage. On stage 2, we discard the top 2 cards of the encounter deck. Deal the first card discarded this way that does not belong to the hood encounter set to yourself as a face-down encounter card. So that it basically draws us an encounter card, assuming we don't flip over 2 hood cards, which would be very lucky and very fortunate. We will get whichever card we draw, whether it's from a modular set, could be from the standard set, could be our obligation. But this can trigger many ways throughout the scenario. So the main scheme 1, when revealed, we trigger it. Main scheme 2, when we advance, we trigger it. Main scheme 3, when we advance, we trigger it. Actually on this side, but we still trigger it. The hood has 3 of this treachery, upper hand, which is an activation, plus resolve foul play. Madam Mask is this minion that says, when revealed and when defeated, resolve foul play. Side scheme here comes in with 4 threat. When the villain phase begins, resolve foul play. So clearly the hood is just tapping this over and over again. It's not mechanically super interesting. It just means we're going to get more encounter cards. I guess it's a way for this scenario to be showing off and be taking advantage of all the different modular sets that we're putting in. The scenario really does, showcase the modular sets more than the hood himself, which is why this is kind of an interesting canvas to use the different Resistance modular sets on. I'm not sure there's really a flavor reason. I don't know if the hood has dual loyalties or changed loyalties over the years or not. So because these are kind of like the good guys, right? Hood is a bad guy. So I don't know if it totally makes sense flavorfully, but at least mechanically, I think it's a really good pairing of multiple modular sets required to the 8 new modular sets that came in Civil War. So strategy-wise, there's really not that much we can do to target the hood. We do have to be aware of these main schemes. So every time that we advance the main scheme, we have to resolve foul play. So we might want to fight over them a little bit harder. Main scheme 3 is really bad. It says after step 1 of the villain phase, each player must resolve the hood's foul play ability. So we really, really don't want to get it to there because that's going to be an extra encounter card every single turn. If we make it to hood stage 3, his foul play ability changes. We discard the top 2 cards of the encounter deck, deal each card discarded this way that does not belong to the hood to yourself as a face-down encounter card. So the hood is definitely a candidate for, say we've got the hood stage 2 down to a few health, we might just not advance if we don't want that foul play to be worse. We might wait until we can burst stage 3 all the way down, maybe with some energy channels in Captain Marvel's case, which would be pretty nice. I'm not going to talk through every card in the Resistance modular sets. They're all 5 cards. They all have at least 1 minion, at least 1 side scheme is the design of them. You've seen them already if you've watched my Civil War scenario videos. I kind of like it for this scenario because they were meant to enable the PvP mode in the Civil War expansion. They're all pretty balanced with each other. They didn't obviously just want to make these 3 or 4 way better than the others, and because then you'd only use those when you customize your own leader deck. So they're all pretty even, which is kind of nice. One thing about the hood is if you play 7 modular sets with a huge variance in difficulty, then the game can really play out differently. depending on which ones you get. If we were to look at the recommended, the original Hood modular sets, these are maybe a little bit easier. I don't know. Actually, I'd have to go back and check. I know some of the Hood modular sets are definitely harder, but some of them might be a little easier as well. So I don't know. I might have doing this might be tuning down the difficulty a little bit, but I don't feel too badly about it enough to not include it as valid for my challenge. All right, so that's what we've got with the Hood. Really try to stay away from stage 3 on the main scheme. Try to burst him down when we can. 3 extra activations here in the deck, always tracking activations, and then really the rest will just depend on what modular sets we get. So that's what we've got for this scenario. Let's get into the game. Hey, sorry guys, I started the game, I rolled for my first modular set, then I had to check a rules thing on when we resolve things in what order during the setup. Unfortunately, that first video, is probably only about 30 seconds long, and usually when I have a video that short, it's because I messed something up and restarted. So I think I just absent-mindedly discarded that video. So kind of just got to take my word for it that I rolled the Atlanteans modular set to start, and so it kind of starts at an awkward spot. So that's where we are. Okay, I just had to check the rules real quick. It never occurred to me now that actually this when revealed on the main scheme is actually before the when revealed on the Hood, where we shuffle an additional modular set in. So we'll shuffle in the Atlanteans, and then resolve Foul Play, which currently says discard the top 2 cards of the encounter deck, deal the first card discarded this way that does not belong to the Hood as a face-down encounter card. So if we hit the jackpot, we'll hit 2 Hood cards. Otherwise, we'll hit a standard or Atlantean card. So discard the top 2, and we got an Atlantean Guard. Far preferable to many of the standard things we could have gotten. Now we do the Hoods when revealed. We'll choose another one, same numbers, re-roll on a 2. 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will be Hell's Kitchen, giving us Daredevil and Crew. So then we'll shuffle it up. I'm going to keep these off camera. I'm probably not going to bring them in camera again whenever I shuffle one in. But to keep me honest here, my order is as I roll die, it'll be Namor, Falcon, Dagger, Black Panther, Spider-Man, Defenders, I guess. I guess this is, Secret Avengers 4, Spider-Man 5, Defenders 6, Namor 1, New Avengers 2, Cloak and Dagger 3, Secret Avengers 4, Spider-Man 5, Defenders 6. So you can try to remember that if you want, but just I won't bring them all on screen every time before I roll. Atlantean Guard's totally easy one to, might actually be the easiest one to start with, which is pretty lucky, I'll admit. Defenders, or not Defenders, Hell's Kitchen, kind of in the middle maybe. I think Namor would be one of the ways to get off to a bad start. Okay, our opening hand, we probably, what do we want? Clarity of Purpose, Resource Generators. Might be able to take an attack here pretty free. The Hood's only got 1 attack. So maybe not as in desperate need of a blocker, but allies are just such good plays anyways. We probably always play one. Okay, option 2, Face the Past, turn 1. Let's just take another peek at Yon-Rogg there. So actually Photonic Blast is kind of nice to keep if we are going to face the past, because it does 5, which is just enough to kill Yon-Rogg. Discard these Make the Calls, discard Rapid Response. Definitely don't need both Photonic Blast, but I'll keep one. That kind of makes sense, right? Make sure we've got a way to take out Yon-Rogg. So let's mulligan these 4. Ooh, and Nick is going to be great. Let's start it off. Well, Commander to draw a card. Actually, no energy resources yet, which is kind of funny, but we'll draw a bunch of cards off of Face the Past. Probably just Nick as well. I think I'll Face the Past first. I think I'm doing that no matter what. Seeing all three make the calls already is kind of weird. Flip to hero form. Attack for 2. Face the Past. So we'll spawn Yanrog. Ready. Draw 3 cards. Just gonna flip this down. In my recent Ant-Man game, I invalidated that game by attacking after I did a Face the Past. Let's try not to do that here, and Face the Past is removed from the game. I did last draw an energy resource. And do recall, though, that allies can still attack the villain. It just says you cannot attack the villain this phase, but our allies do not fall under you. And, yeah, I mean, it's still probably Nick. Let's just, just start with Photonic Blast and see what we get. Or start with Nick, because we'd really like to draw a triple. All right, pay these 4 for Nick. Draw 3 cards. There's a triple and a double. Okay. Now, I do want to think, actually, because if we take out Yanrog just with normal activations, actually, yeah, that's probably... It was good to keep this as a safety valve, but it's not actually, like, efficiency that blows you away. If I can just set up Sky Destroyer instead, and we just attack him down, like, that's probably just better. But I could play 3 for Sky Destroyer, then I can't be... Okay, I think maybe I do Photonic Blast because that's going to replace... Because that's going to replace itself... Oh no, sorry. I was treating this as a triple again. 5 for Dum Dum would be 1 inefficient. Could play Photonic Blast, draw a card, and then play Mockingbird. Mockingbird and Nick being always a little bit awkward. Crisis Interdiction doesn't do anything. Okay, what about not Sky Destroyer? Well, it's very good, but because I could do Nick, or not Nick, I could do Dum Dum and Agent 13. But then, well, I would need to have Dum Dum attack Yanrog right away. It's probably not... It's not really that efficient to just play Dum Dum from hand. No, I guess not. Okay, I think just Shield Destroyer, or not Shield Destroyer, Sky Destroyer is good. Just as a setup play. I could pay 4 for Agent 13 and keep a double in hand. Or I could do Photonic Blast, Mockingbird. Because obviously just the stun might go to waste. If I don't get, or the Nick Fury's block might go to waste if I don't get attacked again. I mean, we just see a lot of encounter cards though, right? Okay, I'll go Photonic Blast. So just in case I draw something, let's do the Photonic Blast first. So pay 3 to Photonic Blast Yanrog. Draw a card. And there we go. Okay, that is something I would certainly like to play. The Alpha Flight Station. I could play the Alpha Flight Station, not skip Sky Destroyer and play Agent 13, maybe keep Mockingbird in hand. Because I think Alpha Flight Station is just probably straight up better than playing the Sky Destroyer right now. Yeah, I like the sound of all that. Pay 1 for Alpha Flight. Could use it right now to discard and draw. What would possibly be good to draw? Clarity of Purpose would be amazing. I guess I still do it. Sure, okay. Alpha Flight, discard Sky Destroyer, draw a card. Helps me dig 1 card deeper. Maybe it's a card I really want to discard for some reason. I don't think Nick Fury Sr. is as good as Agent 13 or Mockingbird, so we'll pay these 4 for Agent 13. Captain Marvel will thwart down the main scheme since she can't attack the Hood. Nick will attack the Hood for 2 since he can. Brings him to 12. And I'm inclined to keep Mockingbird in hand, especially since we lost those Make the Calls. I would like to maybe try to dig harder for Spider-Woman as I prepare to flip down. We actually do have just we have a lot of allies in the deck still, even though I've lost all my Make the Calls. I've still got 4 natural allies in the deck. I am going to discard. I think I really want to dig towards Spider-Woman. So I'll end the turn. Ooh, this is a pretty rough hand. Okay, 1 threat on the main scheme. The Hood attacks. Nick Fury blocks. No boost ability. And yeah, we're not at the stage where we're resolving foul play like every time or something. Yep. All right. 2 encounter cards. Total of 3. Atlantean Guard that we knew about. Going to discard the top 3 cards of our deck. Oof. Clarity of, well, would like to get the Clarity of Purpose there, but is what it is. Establish Dominance. Attached to our identity. After the Hood activates against you, resolve foul play. Exhaust your identity and put 2 threat on the main scheme to discard this card. Then Shadow of the Past is going to get our side scheme, but then Surge because we can't put Yanrog in play anymore. This gets an additional 1 per player threat. I guess I said my hand is bad, but we're going to see so many cards with the Alpha Flight Station plus Agent 13 now that we should be totally fine. All right, Shadow of the Past surges into another Atlantean Guard. So discard 3 cards, really hoping not to see Spider-Woman. Yes, excellent. Because now we've got 10 cards in deck, because we're not guaranteed to see her. And it's not even the end of the world if we advance the main scheme. But this is just kind of a bad hand. I don't have a damage to heal for Captain Marvel's ability. Yeah, because I really need to exhaust to remove this. So I can't just thwart. I'm kind of banking on drawing an ally to clear this, which is not too hard. I've got Slingshot, Spider-Woman, of course. I'm going to see 5 more cards. So I actually think there's nothing I want to do in hero form. So I'm going to flip down, Commander to draw, Alpha Flight Station, discard Captain Marvel's helmet from hand to draw 2 cards. Okay, still no Slingshot or Spider-Woman. I could command team Agent 13 though, so yeah, I'm feeling pretty good overall. We will thwart the Psych Magnetron for 2. And after she activates, ready a shield support. We'll activate the Alpha Flight Station, discard 1 energy channel to draw 2. Okay, finally got a Slingshot, but no Spider-Woman. I could see 2 more cards with command team on Agent 13. Or I could just not worry about it. I think it's actually probably worth it. I'm going to pay 2 for command team. Yeah, command team to ready Agent 13. Agent 13 will thwart the Psych Magnetron for 2 again. So at least we got that taken care of. Ready the Alpha Flight. Use it. I'll discard whatever I discard. I'm going to draw 2. Yeah, I'll discard the Triskelion. Draw 2. There we go. Oh, and Maria. I forgot about Maria. But actually, because I discarded the Triskelion, I can't... Well, I wouldn't have enough resources to play all 3 of those allies anyways. So, Spider-Woman for sure. And then probably just Slingshot as well. Or Rapid Response plus Energy Channel. We're basically going to go through the deck now anyways, so we'll draw our Make the Calls and Recursion stuff for Spider-Woman. I think I'd rather just play out a Slingshot. Let's pay 3 for Spider-Woman, confuse the villain. Pay 3 for Slingshot. We will exhaust and put 2 threat on the main scheme to discard Establish Dominance. . 。   . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Then Spider-Woman. Oh no, okay. Slingshot will thwart the main scheme for 2. So now it won't advance unless the hood gets an extra activation, which we weren't going to be able to play around anyways. I could just save Spider-Woman, since she's only got 2 hit points anyways. Or I could just take one crack at one of these guards. I'll just sit with Spider-Woman and end the turn. So things are looking well, but the hood can always dump a boatload of encounter cards on you. So won't say we're doing well yet. It's kind of funny we went through our deck in 2 turns. But we had really good turns both times, so not complaining. So we're going to put a total of 3 threat on the main scheme from step 1 and from the guards. The hood is confused. 2 encounter cards for a total of 3. All right, Exhaustion surges into Resistance Fighter. Attached to a minion of the enemy team's choice. It gets +4 hit points and gains Stalwart. Okay, so this Atlantean Guard is now 2/3 stats with 7 health. Street Defenders. Each minion activates against the player it is engaged with. Otherwise, the enemy leader activates. Okay, well, unfortunately, that is going to pop our main scheme. I assume I can just pick the order, so we'll have this one go first. We'll put 2 on the main scheme, which pops it. We'll choose another set aside, modular set. So only 6 now, so I'll roll a d6. 1, that is going to be Namor. And as well as place 1 acceleration token on the main scheme. And then when this is revealed, we will resolve foul play. Each player who is not dealt at least 1 face-down encounter card this way places 2 threat here. But less likelihood that we whiff even now. Alright, discard the top 2 cards of the encounter deck. Deal the first card. That makes me feel like I missed the top of the deck as I was shuffling, because no, I guess this was okay. Yeah, deal the first card that does not belong to the hood yourself as a face-down encounter card. So luckily that was actually the Trident, not Namor himself. And this is dealt as a face-down encounter card. And then this Atlantean Guard schemes for 1. So main scheme goes up to 3. Okay, I think we are good. Family Emergency. Oh. Well, I can't exhaust anymore, so I am stunned, and this card gains Surge. Assault will also surge. Kree Manipulation will also surge. When revealed, place 1 threat on the main scheme. Advance is going to be a scheme for 2, plus a boost of if the villain is making an undefended attack, place 1 threat on the main scheme. So that'll put 2 more on the main scheme. And then the Trident attached to Namor, otherwise attached to the enemy leader. So attacks gain piercing, plus 1 attack, energy, and a physical to discard. Well, there's the hood for you. Now, luckily we didn't end up with that much more on board. But we did come close to popping the main scheme twice in the same villain phase. Let's commander to draw. Ooh. Is it Cersei time yet? Let's Alpha Flight. Discarding probably Crisis Interdiction. Yeah, I don't think I'm getting Ariel anytime soon. Discard that to draw 2 cards. Agent 13 thwarts for 2. Ready Alpha Flight. Activate. Discard the helmet and draw 2. All right. Yeah, we got gas. I am looking at playing the Cersei here. I do need to try to kill these Atlantean guards. I don't know, they don't even attack for that much. This one's got 7 health now. I might not be able to kill that one. So we've hit 1 advance and 1 upper hand. Just an activation check. Cersei looks pretty good, not gonna lie. I guess I can go to hero form. I don't think I'm gonna command Team Agent 13 to do this. If I did 6 for the Cersei, I could still play Sky Destroyer. I really want to play Rapid Response with Spider Woman. No, I guess I don't play the Cersei, unfortunately. But I would like to play 3 for Sky Destroyer, 2 for Rapid Response. I guess, do I just play Mockingbird? I'd have to give up somebody. Okay, I like that. Okay. So I'm gonna pay 3. 1, 2, 3 for Sky Destroyer. It will see itself, although I was gonna play plenty of shield cards, but it does see itself come in. We'll deal 2 to the just deal 2 to this one. At least I know that I can take this one out and thwart the main scheme. I could play, oh, actually, okay. Yeah, this works out, this works out. Pay 2 for Rapid Response. I could discard the Trident and play Mission Leader instead of Mockingbird. Like, that's efficient, but the Mockingbird also is efficient. I've got blockers, I don't need to discard that. So Slingshot will thwart for 2. Command Team to ready her. She will thwart for 2 more. Main scheme down to 0. Pay 3 for Mockingbird. Stun the Hood. Mockingbird attacks and clears this Atlantean Guard. Spider-Woman attacks the Atlantean Guard for 2, just because she might want to block here. And I didn't attack, so stun is fine. Okay, we'll end the turn. At least this guard will finally mark some damage on me so that I can use rechannel. Two threat on the main scheme in step 1 because of the acceleration. The Hood is stunned. Atlantean Guard attacks for 3. And I'm just going to let it hit me for the so that I can heal it to redraw. And it's just smaller than an attack might be that I might want to block with someone else. And for now, 2 encounter cards. Under Fire, Iron Fist. When revealed, Iron Fist attacks your leader, otherwise attacks or activates against you, so it'll just activate. And I mean, I do have numerous able blockers. Okay, I am just going to block with Spider-Woman and then rapid response her to confuse the Hood. Under Fire number 2, Master Plan. Nothing currently out, so discard until we get a side scheme. Unbridled Ambition. When the villain phase begins, each player must resolve foul play. All right. Upper hand is going to be an attack and then resolve foul play. So I think Spider-Woman is the best blocker. Small chance I want to activate with Agent 13 this turn. I'll block with Spider-Woman. Attack comes in for 2 plus a boost of 2, no extra ability. And then resolve foul play. Discard 2 cards, the Hood and Namor. So we get the Ruler of Atlantis. 4 threat, each Atlantis minion cannot take damage. Well, yeah, this is what we signed up for. Lots and lots of encounter cards. But overall, I mean, we're still doing fine. Okay, anybody interesting to make the call? Slingshot, maybe. Spider-Woman, not really, because Hood's already confused. Don't necessarily need to clear Ruler of Atlantis this turn, but I probably do because I want to clear the guard. I'm hoping I don't have to play Cosmic Flight and Crisis Interdiction. That's just pretty inefficient. Okay, so yeah, I am going to rechannel, so spend an energy, heal 1, and draw. Oh, Photonic Blast is pretty nice. Wish I had like a triple or something though. But that would let me take out the guard. And I don't really have enough to follow that up with. So Nick, like I can spend my whole hand to play Nick, obviously. He could remove 3 threat from a scheme, draw 2 cards, or give a shield character a tough. Okay, so I managed to discard past the 2 other upper hands. So there is another advance if I flip down. And we want to fight pretty hard to stay on this stage, because the next stage we have to resolve foul play every turn. So I might stay in hero form, even though we miss out on a bunch of value for not going to alter ego form. So if I Photonic Blast, I draw a replacement. When I flip down, I go up 3 cards from Commander and double Alpha Flight. Oh, Nick plays well with the command team here too. Well, Nick lets me do Sky Destroyer, command team. It's hard not to play Nick. The question is, do I Alpha Flight just to... Yeah, I guess I still do Alpha Flight just to see a new card. I don't net go up cards, but that's fine. Alpha Flight, discard Dum Dum, draw a card. Because if that had been Clarity of Purpose, I don't even know I did. I guess I was looking for a double, a multi-resource maybe. Okay, that was just kind of useless. Okay, but I will pay 4 for Nick Fury Sr. Sky Destroyer will deal 2 to Iron Fist. Nick will thwart for 2. Unbridled Ambition. Command team to ready him. All right, I think I need to thwart. I don't think I can get rid of my stun here. So I will thwart to finish Unbridled Ambition. Nick Fury Sr. will finish off Iron Fist. I like the sound of staying in hero form. We've got basically the worst of the deck is gone. I think maybe Madame Mask would still be pretty bad. But we hit all 3 upper hands. Shadow the Past, Exhaustion, Underfire. Because if I flip down, maybe I thwart 1 more off. It'll go up to 3, 4, 5. Advance is guaranteed to pop it. So I think I can wait 1 more turn. And then I get to use Senior's block as well. So yeah, we'll stay here. Only question is if I have Mockingbird hit something for 1. I think no. Alright, nothing immediately to use the triple on, but pretty good hand coming up. 2 threat on the main scheme up to 4. The Hood attacks, Nick Fury Sr. blocks, no boost ability. Atlantean Guard attacks for 3. I'll just take this 3 down to 7. Two encounter cards. Atlanteans. Discard the top 3 cards of your deck. If you're in hero form, take 1 indirect damage for each different card type discarded this way. So we got Event, Player Side Scheme, and Upgrade. So 3 indirect damage. I will just take all 3 down to 4. Gang Up. So might have to do a block here. Agent 13 blocks the Hood's attack. Advance is gone, so we get a pretty safe flip down turn now, which is great. Atlantean Guard's attacking for 3. Is this worth a Mockingbird block? It's not going to kill me. I'm going to go down to 1. And almost certainly recover this turn. I think I'm going to block. I'm going to block with Mockingbird. Okay. Well, don't have as much to show for myself as I would like by this point in the game, but we're still alive and we know we have a safe flip down right now. So I'm going to rechannel, discarding a command team to draw 1 and heal. Well, I've got the triple for Photonic Blast, but I have to clear this and my stun first. So I don't know if I can do that. I'm looking at spending this triple for Maria, but I don't want to do that if I have other things that triple can go for. It's like I might be able to make the call for somebody. I also don't need to kill this Atlantean Guard to prevent the main scheme from advancing. Okay, so I think I don't play Photonic Blast. I will pay 1 for Clarity of Purpose. I think there's only 1 copy of that Atlanteans card. If there was another copy of this, that would be another way to add threat. There's also that Kree Manipulator card. I've seen 2 of them. I don't recall if there's 3 or not. That would be another way to add a threat to the main scheme. But probably only 1. Okay, so I'm going to Clarity of Purpose, taking 1, +1 for Maria. Draw a card. So Nick's not going to be great since I'm flipping down, but I've still got a ton of draws. Last check what I want to do with my activation. I'll remove my stun. No. I'm trying to think how many ways I can take damage. I don't think there's that many ways I can just take damage. No, I'm going to recover. Oh, I am going to let myself Sky Destroyer here after playing Maria. Because this is not an attack. I still can't deal damage to the guard, but I might as well deal 2 to the hood. So gets around the guard because it's not an attack. We'll flip down. Commander to draw. Alpha Flight. I'm a bit afraid to discard Nick. We've got 5 cards in the deck. I know there's a make the call. Do an ally count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I forget what my actual ally count is though. I don't know if I have 8 or 9. But there's definitely a make the call. I don't know how much stuff there actually is to play. Oh, ha, my other triple is still in there. Okay, I probably do need to play Nick just to have stuff going on. So I'm gonna... Okay, I'm actually just gonna overpay for Nick here. Yeah, pay these 5 for Nick, draw 3. Oh, Triskelion, that's something I can play. Alpha Flight. It's gonna draw me through the whole deck, and then I can't actually make the call. Whoops. Well, still got to be correct to do that, though. It would be... The only thing I'm thinking of is if I want to just spend energy absorption to play Triskelion. Horribly inefficient, but then it gets energy absorption back in the deck. That sounds worse than just saving it for next turn if I need to. So Alpha Flight will discard Crisis Interdiction, draw 2 cards. Oh, Energy Channel. Okay, that was our last card. Well, that gives me a place to put all these resources. Don't get the make the call value. Encounter card for going through the deck. Pay 1 for the Triskelion. I think that's better than putting 1 more counter on Energy Channel. Play Energy Channel, and then we'll put 3 counters there with the energy absorption. Recover for 4. Maria thwarts for 2 on the main scheme. So now it's only guaranteed to go up to 6. We know there's no advance. Could be some other annoying stuff. If there's a third of the Nemesis set card, that should only put 1 on. I could just have Nick thwarted again to be safe. Or I could have Nick start on Ruler of Atlantis. I am going to have Nick I'm going to have him hit the main scheme. And end the turn. Okay, this is probably the turn. If this turn doesn't look that bad, then we've probably got it locked in, because we'll get the huge alter ego value again. Okay, 2 threat on the main scheme. Step 1, Hood confused, Atlantean Guard schemes for 2, up to 4. 2 encounter cards for a total of 3. The Hood's Mantle attaches to the Hood, gives him Retaliate 1 and Steady. Card number 2, Yon-Rog's Treason. Discard each energy resource from your hand. If you discarded no cards, it gains Surge. Okay, well that's going to hit 3 cards, but nothing I can do about that. And then Caught Off Guard. Okay, that's not that bad. So either going to discard the Triskelion or Clarity of Purpose. Probably just discard the Triskelion, honestly. Yeah. But hey, that's a fair use for the Triskelion. Alright, and back to me now, and I think that went about as well as I could hope. So Commander to draw a card. I don't think I'm going to have the resources to play the Circe this turn. Alpha Flight, discard the Circe, draw 2 cards. Oh, Nick should have gotten discarded. So make the call targets are Nick and Slingshot. Nothing more to do in Alter Ego, so let's just flip. That's Clarity of Purpose, paying for the rechannel, both the damage and the resource. Draw a card. Oh, I guess I should have, I could have played Agent 13 in Alter Ego form to ready the Alpha Flight. Okay, it's probably make the call Nick. Assuming I draw any multi, I could also play Agent 13. I would really like to fit in this mission leader since I'm about to clear a side scheme. But the ordering I'm thinking of doesn't quite work. Okay, I'm going to keep Agent 13 in hand as I make the call Nick. I just have to assume I'm going to draw a multi-resource. So there's 4 still in the deck. Case to be made for rapid response. Nah, not really. Alright, pay 4 to make the call Nick. Draw 3. There we go, we got a triple and a double and a double. Holy cow, that's actually pretty bad. But I guess I can dump a couple more into Energy Channel. But I was kind of hoping this would just take out the guard right now. Okay, well, I exhaust to remove my stun. I guess I get to, yeah, I just get to keep the triple in hand. I'll pay 4 for Agent 13. We will Sky Destroyer the Hood for 2. Again, not an attack, so it doesn't retaliate. Nick and Agent 13 thwart down Ruler of Atlantis. I can Agent 13, but I'm not playing anything else. I don't want to Alpha Flight my triple. We'll pop Energy Channel, so we'll deal 6 damage to the guard. Finally got rid of that guy. And that'll end the turn. So clean things up pretty well there. Probably drawing Madame Mask here this turn, so we'll see how that goes. Start with 2 on the main scheme. I'm about to an hour of recording here, so I might have to take a break to get the storage opened up on my phone after this villain phase. 2 on the main scheme. The Hood attacks. Nick blocks. As a boost ability, give the activating enemy an additional boost card. Okay, there's Madame Mask out of the way. That will take out Nick. And then only 2 encounter cards this turn, at least so far. Horn of Proteus. This is the other Namor encounter set attachment. Gives +1 scheme. When attached character schemes, give it a tough status card. Which is entirely not that bad. And Daredevil. When revealed, the enemy team exhausts a character you control. So it says the enemy team, so we've got to do Grim Rule. Police show up outside right when Daredevil shows up. Huh? So let's see. It's either, I mean, in general, it's Captain Marvel, because allies are always gated by hit points, but Agent 13 is really, her activation is so insanely strong. It might actually be correct to exhaust Agent 13. I certainly won't invalidate my game by saying that I chose slightly wrong on the Grim Rule, but what should be the choice here? I think it's still just exhausting me. Like, as good as Agent 13's activation is, she's going to run out of hit points eventually. Maybe you could argue it clogs up my ally slot if I don't get to keep using up Agent 13. I don't know. It's the whole Grim Rule thing is kind of a little bit tricky to deal with. I'm going to say this is fine. Okay. Yeah, so like I said, I'm at an hour of recording, so I'm going to do a pause, shuffle when I get back. See you in a second. Phone storage has been secured, so here I am back. Do a little shuffle. Only 2 cards left in the encounter deck, so I guess you got to take my word for it that I'm not selectively picking one to be on top. Haven't thought too much about what I'm going to do yet. We're going to start with a rechannel to see what we draw, see if that does anything. So Clarity of Purpose to pay the energy and deal the damage that will just heal right back off to draw a card. Ooh, now Call for Backup. That's very interesting. Okay, maybe that was even a bit hasty because I would want an energy, well, Wild would have been good to help clear the Hood's mantle, but too late now. Only energy I have in my hand still is the energy absorption. Okay. Well, at the least I can still put statuses on. because he's steady, not stalwart, so the status stays on. Just doesn't fully neutralize him until we discard that mantle. So call for backup. What if I get like Dum Dum Dugan? Is that a terrible idea? He just represents a lot of value. I'd probably still just get Nick. Well, I'd want to get Nick just to maybe see more cards. Could also just stay in hero form and just do good stuff and try to win the game quickly. Even with a, well, I wouldn't want to flip down unless I could totally clear the main scheme. Or if we just somehow get so much value that even if we go to main scheme 3, we'll be fine. Probably shouldn't need to overthink this. I mean, rapid response is great with Mockingbird, but again, we've got the mantle there. So I probably play call for backup just so that it's ready. Okay, and if I am staying in hero form, then I should just like call for backup for Nick or something. Okay, so I'm gonna do call for backup. Just thinking of what resource to pay. Maybe I Alpha Flight first. I'm pretty sure I'm not flipping down. In order to flip down, I would need to draw an energy that makes me feel good about discarding this and get Spider-Woman. Well, okay, let's try to draw a card first, maybe. I don't know. Don't want to pay with the, okay. I'll pay with Mockingbird to play call for backup. Oh no, sorry. I was gonna, well, how did I think I was gonna clear that? Okay, might just be sacrificing Maria. Do I want a rapid response Maria? Probably not. Do I even, okay, I don't know. Maria and Agent 13 will both thwart down, call for backup. We'll get Nick. Draw 3 cards. Okay, there's an energy. I don't think I want to play Nick Sr. and Nick. Well, I literally just drew what energy, physical, mental. And then I've got Photonic Blast plus Rapid Response. If I spent Rapid Response here instead, it doesn't really do anything. Okay, so I'll spend one of each to discard the Hood's Mantle. Taking away the Retaliate is pretty nice too. Pay Photonic Blast using the triple. We'll just take out Daredevil. Just keep things clear. Draw a card with the Photonic Blast. Pay 2 for Rapid Response. Might do it on Nick here. Nick thwarts for 2 so that the main scheme doesn't pop right away. I could Alpha Flight maybe to dig 1 card deeper. 8 cards in the deck. Yeah, I'll Alpha Flight. Discard Dum Dum. Draw 1 card. Probably don't want to keep that. It is damage though, and I might be in damage mode. Seeing all the multi-resources. I'll keep it, sure. And then end the turn. Ooh, nice. Spider-Woman at the ready. 2 threat on the main scheme up to 6. The Hood attacks. Nick is going to block. As a boost, reveal the pistol. I guess we haven't seen... Oh, is that second card the last pistol too? I am just checking... No, it's not. Okay. I wanted to check activations. Assault. Assault. Gang up. Okay. So we're going to get a new card anyways, but if this was for sure an attack, I would definitely Rapid Response Nick. And I might still Rapid Response Nick, although we've got Spider-Woman, who Rapid Response works very well with. Got a decent health cushion in case I would get attacked again. It's kind of free. I would get an extra encounter card because I'm drawing through the deck. Free as in, like, it cost me 3 ER to play this. I get 3 ER back even if I don't get the block. I'm going to not Rapid Response. So 1 encounter card dealt. Go up to 2 acceleration. And 1 more on the way, but see what's here in case I got to think about something. Oh, the Atlantean Guard. Okay, so here's the second card that should have been dealt to me at the start. This gets revealed. We discard the last 3 cards of our deck. Makes us go through the deck, so we get another card. Keep revealing here just in case we got to think. All right, Madam Mask, when revealed, resolve the Hood's foul play. So we'll discard 2 cards. And Iron Fist was the first that did not belong to the Hood, so that'll get dealt to us. Glad I kept the Photonic Blast. We need a lot of damage this turn. Although I do wish I Rapid Response to Nick now, of course. So we deal Iron Fist to ourselves. Kree Manipulator is going to surge and place 1 threat on the main scheme. Surges into the Hood's mantle again. All right. Well, once we clear it this time, it'll be gone for a while. And then Iron Fist will attack, and it's only 3 damage, so I'm just going to take it. Down to 5. Okay, well, got some work to do. Let's Clarity of Purpose to rechannel and draw. Yeah, this is tricky. Well, I've got one Photonic Blast for sure. So let's do that. Paying energy plus these two. All right, Photonic Blast, take out Iron Fist. Draw a card. Ooh, nice. Madam Mask is the lowest priority to kill because we'll have to resolve foul play. All right, another situation where I could go to Alter Ego, get a ton of value, but then pop the main scheme. Versus stay in hero form, not get as much value, but not pop the main scheme. Even to not pop this on step one, I've got to thwart it down kind of a lot. Got to thwart it for 3 at least to not pop on step one. Okay, I kind of think I need to flip down. I need to get more value here. If it pops on the Hood's regular scheme, that could be okay. Before I go, I will activate Captain Marvel. Let's thwart for 2. Then we'll flip down. Commander to draw. Okay, nice. If I draw like another ally, that will be really good. Alpha Flight Station. Discard Make the Call. Draw 2 cards. Well, at least I can put resources there. Agent 13 thwarts for 2. Ready Alpha Flight. Alpha Flight, discard Crisis Interdiction. Draw 2. Okay. Pay 2 for Maria. Draw a card. Sky Destroyer. Two damage to I guess the guard. So I could only play one of these allies. Could actually... No, because I can't attack the Hood. If I could attack the Hood, I could play Spider-Woman, confuse, attack, she dies to the retaliate, attack again. Or not attack again. Rapid response her back to get a second confuse status on the Hood, which would actually confuse him. I'm looking right now. If I spend this triple on Spider-Woman, I can only put one charge on Energy Channel. Whereas if I use Spider-Woman to Slingshot in play, I can put 3 charges on Energy Channel. Yeah, I don't really, I mean, right, it's just not that good to play Spider-Woman right now with the Hood steady. So I will spend an energy from hand to put Slingshot into play. And I'm just gonna do like something like that makes me remember to bounce her. We'll take her out of the sleeve a little bit. Energy Channel, Absorption into the channel. I think keep this in hand. Keep the Photonic Blast. Think about activations. I think it's not worth doing anything on the main scheme. Because even if it goes to 0, it would go up to 3 on step 1. Hood schemes for 4. So only a single boost would pop it, or just one of the minions would pop it. So I'm glad I did enough to not make it pop on step 1, but giving up on it for now. Maria will attack the Atlantean Guard for 1. And then Slingshot will attack Madame Mask for 2. And we'll end the turn. So Slingshot says at the end of the phase, if Slingshot is still in play, return her to your hand. I'm going to think one more second about keeping the Photonic Blast or not. Because I don't think I'm going to be rushing so hard that I really want it for this turn. Got to do 8 more damage here, then 18 more damage. I don't think we're there yet. I'm actually going to discard the Photonic Blast. So we draw up to our hand size. So only now is it the end of the phase, and Slingshot comes back to hand. 3 threat on the main scheme. Hood schemes for 4 plus a boost of exhaust a character you control. Do Maria. So that will pop the main scheme. Oh, I'm also just, okay, probably didn't fully consider that I lose to advance as well. All right, a random one. We've got 1 through 5 set aside. To get my 3 back on here. All right, number 1 again, so that is New Avengers. Okay, so we'll shuffle in New Avengers. Then we have to resolve Foul Play. And put 1 more acceleration token on the main scheme. Man, Hood does not play around. All right, here's Foul Play. Okay, so we get Family Emergency dealt. Yep, this comes in on 3. It'll get 1 more immediately from Madame Mask. Advance would need 2 boost icons, but yeah, it's pretty scary. So that was the Hood scheme. We did foul play. Madam Mask schemed for 1, 2 cards for a total of 3. So obligation, obviously just exhaust, and remove this from the game. There's an advance. Yes. Okay. Whew. All right. So we'll put 4 on the main scheme. Resolve the boost ability of each minion in play. If no boost abilities were resolved, this gains Surge. So, no, sorry. I was reading the encounter card text. This was a boost card. Resolve the boost ability of each minion engaged with you, which is none. Make it 2. Yep, upper hand. And there we go. Wow, I really thought we turned the corner in the middle. Yeah, but the Hood just keeps the encounter cards rolling. We got Shadow of the Past pretty early. We get Exhaustion and Under Fire pretty early. So I definitely think there's a chance with this deck here. But it was a bit too much for that game. Maybe I could have... probably the unluckiest thing was getting Hood's Mantle right away in the new encounter deck. Because that turn, if I confuse the Hood, then obviously we're totally good to go. Yeah, shoot. And basically, I mean, if we survived that turn, we were going to be popping off some more. Okay, yeah, I'm kind of disappointed by that. Thought we had a good chance. Always hard to play around the double advance turn to end the game, but what can you do? Yeah, I'll probably try this matchup again as is in a later video. So stay tuned for that if you want to see me try again. But thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.